Hello everybody, it's Public Enemy here, coming back at you guys with another commentary. This time it's kill confirmed on Village using the, if it ever loads, using the M16. Pretty good assault rifle, better at long range and close range, as you'll see in this video. So I'm not really going to talk about much gameplay today. I'm actually going to tell you guys a story, or I guess more than two stories. And these two stories are just going to be 2 times I could have possibly died. And I'm like talking about close near deaths experiences that have happened to me. So I guess we'll head right into it. For the first one, it's going to be the time that, well, I guess I'll set the scene first. So it's like it was a Friday night, or I guess no, it was Saturday morning, the day after me, my brother, and my mom drove up to our cottage that we had a long time ago. And it was a really beautiful day outside, a really sandy beach. We had some leeches on the beach, and we had like kneeboard, we had a boat, we had like everything there. It was actually a really secluded area, and it was really cool. So at that beach, one of the things we liked to do was kneeboard. And, you know, my mom and my dad would go out and bring us around while we're kneeboarding. If you don't know what a kneeboard is, it's kind of like a surfboard, but you're on your knees and you just hold onto the rope, and you can do, I guess you could do tricks on your knees. Never actually tried it because this is like, I was like 8 when this story happened, which is kind of a long time ago. But anyways, so me and my brother came back from kneeboarding. It's probably about 3:30 in the afternoon, so we decided to take a swim because it was actually pretty warm outside. And this was pretty ordinary for us being out there because everybody was outside. I'm pretty sure even that day a couple of our friends came up, our friends being like our next door neighbors who my parents were friends with, and we were friends with their son and daughter. And yeah, so they came up and we had like a barbecue and stuff like that. And my stupid idiot brother decides to strap me into the kneeboard on and start pushing me out towards the water. So basically what happened was, I was like 8 years old. I was like maybe 4 or 5, I don't know. Or maybe 4 feet, I don't know. I was a really short kid. But since I was that small, I couldn't touch when it came up to a certain area, which obviously, if you're not tall enough, you can't touch. But so once I got to the certain area, he decides to leave me. And my knees are strapped into the kneeboard, and a bunch of waves come in from these giant boats that just happen to be passing by at the wrong moment, at the wrong time. And the weirdest thing happened. Like, I hit the wave straight on, and it tips me, and I'm underwater like for a good 45 seconds, trying to tip myself back over because like my adrenaline was pumping. I thought I couldn't breathe at all. Nobody was coming out to help me. Nobody at all. My brother just left me, and I couldn't even flip over, and which really sucked. I thought I was gonna die. But then I ended up what did I end up doing? Oh yeah, I ended up taking out my knees out of the kneeboard, because it's just a strap that goes across your knees. I don't know why I didn't think of this like 30 seconds before, but I just sat in there like a man. So once I got out of that, I actually ended up getting out of the water, and like I said before, there was leeches around where we lived, or where our cottage was, on the beach and everything, and they were like super big leeches, like the biggest leeches I've ever seen. And 2 of them were stuck to my leg. It was like, because I was already panting from what happened before, and I couldn't really breathe. I didn't really notice them until my mom pointed them out. And so we already had a fire running, because by the time everybody left me and I was actually in shore, it was about probably 3:15, around that, and I was just sitting there panting for like 20 minutes because I couldn't breathe. And So there was a fire going. We were gonna get some like wieners roasted or something. No homo. Yeah, so we were gonna like roast something on the fire, and so we already had the fire open. So my mom's bright idea, we decided to burn the leeches off. Which actually, it worked. I guess it didn't hurt me in any way or anything, but you know, at least I did survive, and I wasn't actually brutally hurt or anything like that, and nobody had to go to the hospital, nobody had to go to the hospital, which would ruin the trip. So that was all good. So that's my first story of how I almost died. So now I'm gonna go into the second story. So this is actually a weird story, I guess you could call it. I was about maybe the summer when I was 9. Yeah, 9. My family and I decided to take a trip to Quebec to visit my uncle, who used to live there. He now lives in a different area. So we were on the road for like 8 hours, 9 hours, whatever, however long it takes to get to Quebec. Everything was good and everything. And my uncle meets us, and then we go stay at his place for the week or whatever. And it was like 3 or 4 days into the trip that we just went, and we were playing lacrosse. At this age, I was like heavily into sports. I'm not so much anymore, but yeah, so at that age I was heavily into sports, and I would just pick up stuff and I just start to play it, even if I didn't know how, which I guess that was a pretty good thing. So I got the lacrosse stick, and me and my uncle were playing for a bit, throwing it back and forth and stuff. And I actually went to go play on the playground after because I got bored, and my brother picked up the lacrosse stick, and they were just throwing it back and forth. And after that, a weird thing happened. Like, I don't know how to, well, I guess I do know how to explain this, but it's probably the weirdest possible thing that could happen. It was like maybe 100 yards away, 150 yards away, this park that I was playing on, and my mom and my dad and my uncle and my brother could still see me and everything. So I decided to go down the slide, and my uncle tried to chuck the lacrosse ball, which is like Indian rubber or whatever it's called, and really super hard. And I didn't fully go down the slide. I came back up it, and it smoked me right almost on the temple, which I don't even remember it hurting it that bad. Like, obviously I was 9 or whatever, I was crying, I was bawling my eyes out because a crossball just freaking hit me in the head. You know, it's kind of hurt, but you know, it just really sucked. And I'm actually, the reason why I said that story is I almost died is because it was probably, let's see, 2-3 centimeters from my temple, which would have killed me. And I'm actually surprised I'm not like mentally inept because of that. Like, it probably shook my brain so much, it probably did make me dumber. Yeah, I'd say it made me dumber. I guess if that didn't happen, I'd probably getting better marks, even though I'm an A student. But yeah, so now you guys see the end of my gameplay, which was I don't know what the final score was. It's the final kill right now. So you guys will see that in a second. So if you like this video, please be sure to comment, rate, and subscribe. And if you liked it, comment on my video. Okay, peace.